Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Trucking with Trucker D. I'm Trucker D, and we're back at it again. So today we are coming to you from Morris, Illinois. We're at this place called Upscale Plastics, and we are bringing a load of plastic barrels. And we picked these up yesterday in Imlay City, and it was honestly just a load to get us into an area where there's better freight. Because unfortunately, as of lately, it doesn't look like my hometown area has the best freight or the quantity of it at best. Yeah, y'all, I don't know what's been going on with this freight market. It seemed like it was starting to get better. And now, well, I can't call it. You know, I used to be able to find loads a week in advance, and it's getting harder and harder. I've been looking at the load board for, I usually start.
Which result would you like?
Okay then. I usually start by looking on Friday to see what can get me back home. And there just ain't a list of it like there used to be. I mean, even my main loads I was doing that were getting me back home, they're not showing up. So yeah, y'all, this load here, all miles, only paid $1.69. Right? Yeah, that's all miles. Just loaded miles was $1.93. So I don't know, y'all. We don't know if we're going to be able to make it through these tight times if the market is going to start going back downhill. It wasn't so much the rates that were killing, but now the quantity of freight is even getting worse. And if the quantity is going to get worse, that means the rate's going to drop even lower. So yeah, y'all, we're just going to have to fight this out and hopefully make it through. I can't call it anymore. Everything's so up and down in this economy, in this market. You never know what's going to happen next. Thankfully, we got a couple big repairs out of the way recently. Our last 2 months, we haven't profited much because of repairs. July, we had the suspension work in the front, and then I had to pay for plates and the heavy vehicle use tax. Excuse me. And then last week, this past month, July, we had to do the injectors. So I don't know. Hopefully we don't have any more big issues. And I'm still dealing with a little bit of vibration, but I think it's from my left front steer tire. Other than that, it's a gloomy day in the market. It's a beautiful sunny day here, but other than that, it's a gloomy day in the market of freight. And I'm trying not to look at the load board because it's just depressing and stressful, and I'm not one to have anxiety, but this freight market's starting to give me a little bit of anxiety. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm actually starting to go gray. If you look back at my later videos, or should I say earlier videos, I didn't have much gray hair. So if you want to change the hairstyle of yourself, want gray hair, get into trucking. Start running a trucking business. Outdo it. But on another note, like I said, we're here at Upscale Plastics, or whatever this is. Upscale Products. It looks like they got pallets and plastic containers and barrels and all sorts of stuff like that. And these guys are unloading me right now. They got a ladder out, and it's like 3 or 4 of them, so hopefully they'll get me done quickly. And yesterday when they loaded these barrels, it was downpouring, like literally torrential downpour. So I can just imagine how big of a mess my trailer is. Luckily our next load is more of those plastic containers that you've seen on the last video, going down to Brandenburg, Kentucky. And that load right there, probably it's about another 300-mile load, and looking at $750 for that load. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure y'all gonna start accusing me now of running cheap freight, but my costs are low. I can still make money. It's low profit margins, but I can still make money with these rates. It's just, will there be freight that works with my schedule? And my schedule ain't looking too open personally this month, unfortunately. So I guess we'll just sit back and see. Well, with that, y'all, go ahead and get on down the road, and we'll see y'all out there. Later.
Your friend's asleep, but you're still up. He makes you feel his coffee cup. But if you could, just listen now. I'll tell you how to get it all sorted out. He likes it hot, so get him some. But you didn't mean to trip and spill it all. You bad to be good now. You gotta be bad to be good now, yeah. And even when you fall apart, you gotta feel it in your heart, yeah. You gotta be bad to be good now. Bad to be so good. It's good to be so bad.
What's happening, y'all? We made it over here to our pickup here in South Holland, Illinois. We're getting loaded right now. We actually got a dock right away, so the reviews didn't stand out to be as bad as I was expecting it to be. I was reading reviews that people were waiting here for hours, and well, I got unloaded pretty quickly over at our delivery this morning, so that worked out. And I was really surprised those guys knocked those barrels out no problem. And the trailer though, the trailer was definitely wet inside, and I definitely don't think how wet it was from the little bit of leaks that we do have in it. It was all from the barrels being soaking ass wet out there on the out there in the field that I picked them up at. I honestly wish I could have got out and got some footage, but I mean, it was just coming down so hard. You could have went outside and took a bath in that rain. You know, and over here though, it's a nice sunny day, partly cloudy out. I mean, not dark clouds, just white puffy ones. But I really wish I would have put the drone up in the air before I backed in. Another blind side. I mean, I did it perfectly without the drone, but it's just cool to catch the footage from above. But we're getting loaded up with these white totes, and we're gonna find some place to park down there. I'm not sure if I want to stay in Memphis, Indiana. I do got to stop and get fuel on the way down there, so we're gonna take a little break on the way there after we get south in Indianapolis. If they get us loaded fairly quickly, we might actually beat Indianapolis traffic, because as of right now we got an arrival time of 4:22, but that might be Central Time. Not quite sure. I have to look that up. But if it's still Eastern Time, that's going to help us even better, because once we get unloaded, we'll be going back in time to pick up our next load. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, let's go ahead and get this load on the truck, and then we'll get on down the road. All right, y'all. See you down there later. What's happening, y'all? So we are down here at the Loves now in Memphis, Indiana. That's where I think I'm going to call it a night at for now. Having a little bit of trouble with my AC right now, and I'm not sure what's going on, if it's just low or it just doesn't seem to be blowing out as cold as normal. But it could also be because it's about 90 degrees outside as well. I do got another can of refrigerator I'm about to go out there and check it out with. But yeah, we got a little bit ahead of us to do before we go crash out for the night. Earlier, up in Indiana, we ended up getting turned around and having to go back west on 80 before we started heading east again because another trucker got too close to me on this side and bumped my passenger side mirror. So I had to get off the side of the road and fix it so I could see out the passenger side. But these assholes didn't want to let me back on, so I ended up having to go straight onto the on-ramp. And those ramps around there, they're not easy ramps where you can just get on, make a left turn, and get back onto the highway, or go straight ahead and get back onto the highway. Now it feels like it's blowing cold. I don't know, I think I might leave it for a while. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I couldn't just get right back on the highway like I wanted to. So I ended up having to go down city streets all the way to US 30 and then cut US 30 over to 65. And once I did that and finally got back on the highway, I was good to go. Stopped at the rest area, took a 30-minute break, had lunch / breakfast. But back to the loads, y'all. I don't know what to think about the load board. You know, I listened to Kevin Rutherford a lot, and he was talking about how he was looking at the economy and that it looks like we're coming out of the decline in trucking. But I'm not seeing it on the spot market. You know, and everybody I've done build-up relationships with, they just don't seem to be helping like they used to. It's kind of frustrating in a sense. So I don't know what to think of what's going on. I did end up booking me a load that keeps me home on Tuesday. It's a round trip from Clarkston to Saline, Michigan, and then back up to Clarkston. And it's paying $500. That's way less miles than driving out towards Chicago or Wisconsin. And the loads on the load board going out to Chicago to Wisconsin or whatever out of the Michigan area are $500-$600. So like, I could stay home and make $500, or go over the road and make $500 and drive more miles. Doesn't make sense, none whatsoever. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I think I'm gonna take another look at the load board. I've been trying to stay off of it, but you know, just sometimes I can't step away from it. You know, trying to find loads, and I get sidetracked with it, and I get lost in doing all that. So I don't know, y'all. Wish us the best of luck for next week, and hope we can continue getting. Hopefully the spot market will go back up like it was. It was starting to look like it was going up, and then all of a sudden it just declined. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see when it makes that noise. It starts making a hissing noise coming out of the vent. It still feels like it's going cold. Felt good going down the road earlier, so who knows? It might just be a little bit low. Maybe I'll try putting a little bit more Freon in it. I got one more can left, so we'll see. But with that, y'all, as always, please like, share, subscribe. Hustle hard and stay humble, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Later.